this level. I don't know if they'll do it. It may just be ratcheting down the global system. All I know is this: Boris Yeltsin, at 4 o'clock in the morning, as the Russian time zone in its eastern area near Japan was entering into Y2K, he resigned, and now Vladimir Putin, known as Vladimir the Ruthless by the Russian people, is now taking the reins of power, supreme power in Russia, and he is a former KGB chief.
There's something else I want to tell you, Alex.
Well, hold on just a second.
Okay.
I mean, this is extremely serious. Again, I was getting this information, what you just said 2 days ago, and I got it even more. I ignored it then I got it yesterday, and now it's in the Associated Press that in Pennsylvania, where you're calling from, in the city you're calling from, one of 2 nuclear reactors at PECO's Energy Co. Limerick Generating Station was shut down this morning after a piece of equipment failed. They're saying it's non-Y2K related. This is just unbelievable.
One other thing, I heard Bo Gright say this morning that Russia said if their power goes out that they're going to blame us and they're going to set off their nuclear warheads.
Well, I didn't hear that, but I would be interested to have any details. Do you have the details of what Colonel Gright said?
No, that's all I heard him say was that they said if they had a power blackout, they'd blame it on us.
I know they're threatening to nuke us every single week. I've read the Associated Press, Reuters, Interfax News Agency, London Times articles here. I mean, I read Yeltsin and Jiang Zemin's quotes, the dictator of China, and they're saying we'll nuke you. I mean, they spell it out. We will hit you with nuclear weapons. We reserve the right to hit you. 3 weeks ago, their head of their missile forces said we reserve the right to nuke you first. Their currency is plunging. The Egyptian pound is plunging against the dollar, the Japanese yen, the Deutsche mark, and the just all of it. And the same thing is starting to develop here in America. Many of the gas stations here in Austin have the little gloves over the pumps saying they're out of fuel. You never see this in Austin, Texas. Right here in South Austin, I've seen several stations. We don't know if this is just a Y2K that was here. Just bizarre behavior. Americans standing up as Russia threatens to attack us with nuclear weapons, as nuclear power plants, at least one, are being shut down, as the military runs around with the police and the FBI saying terrorism is imminent, and some would characterize us as dangerous because we report the facts. Absolutely out of control. Just maintain your readiness, be calm, defend your family, defend your country, but doing a fabulous job. He is consulting with people that he knows personally, a lot of former military people that now own radio companies, and in fact, I'm not even going to say who the individual is. I'm sure he could call in publicly. I just don't want to get a lot of folks' names out on the air. They have activated a powerful Cold War radar system in the North Pole region. That is something that is grounding out shortwave. The entire 9400 band, all throughout the 9.4000 up to 9. I mean, the military traffic is everywhere right now, ladies and gentlemen. Scrambled. We've got superpower radar systems, nuclear systems up. And perhaps our military is refused. It was Clinton that shut down that Cold War radar system. It's now back up from people that actually worked in there. We have it confirmed from the sound and where it's coming from experts. Fresno, where our servers are located, is in the middle of a blackout, ladies and gentlemen. We're off the Internet. This is just absolutely out of control. That's why the commercial stations are so important. More information coming at you on the other side as Y2K develops.
Many of you have been preparing for the worst of times, putting away storable foods and water. While this makes perfect sense, we at Midas Resources urge you to consider the possibility of having to flee for your lives. Though the very prospect of this sounds grim, the possibilities are more than remote. Asian countries now having long-range nuclear bombs, a politically unstable Russia, and an increasing presence of NATO here on U.S. soil could spark a ground war in the West.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, Live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Bringing you continuing, unfiltered, unabashed reality. I am Alex Jones. I am your host.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. And now, back to Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
All right, commercial stations, if you're just now joining us after your news, to the micros out there and everybody else, America is under siege right now. They have put up so much chaos and so many smoke screens, I don't even know exactly what's going to happen, and I've always been good at analysis.
Where's the chaos? Where is all this stuff that he's talking about? Nobody saw it anywhere. We'll talk about this. In fact, as soon as this is over, I'm going to open the phone, so be ready. The number is 520-333-4578. That's 520-333-4578. Did you guys hear any of this stuff that he's talking? Did you see any of this chaos that he's talking about?
We know at least one nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania has been shut down, according to the Associated Press. I was told a completely different story yesterday off air by a good source that this plant had already been shut down. They're now telling us it happened early this morning at 2:55 a.m. Eastern Time. Egypt's having basic runs on their banks, according to the information I have. The AP's got a whitewash of it. But their president, Hosni Mubarak, is telling people to maintain calm. Fresno, California, where our internet servers are down. The power is off in the city. Serious developments, cash machines, ATMs, credit card machines having problems in Europe.
She called frantically yesterday saying, I don't want you to leave Harrison, Arkansas. My girlfriend works there. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to leave. They got martial law signs. We just found out down at the Arkansas Highway Transportation Department. And we said, well, we thought at first she had probably seen your tape because she's got kind of like got her head in the sand. And yesterday, up and down Highway 65, I was seeing Arkansas Highway Transportation Department vehicles all over the place, and have been seeing them ever since the 28th. And this girl here just does not believe in that stuff now. She's totally going nuts over it.
So you've known this person for a long time, and she was a doubting Thomas, and now she claims she has personally seen the martial law signs.
She hasn't, but her friend that works for the Arkansas Highway Transportation Department called and told her they just delivered them. And we go up and down the highway a lot, and it looks kind of spooky, you know. When you.
I hear you, sir. Hey, right here in Austin, Texas, they've announced that it's a basic concentration camp at Robert Mueller Airport. Anybody that lives in Central Texas, go take a look at it. Former military officer and former police officer, retired gentleman that owns, well, let's just say a company. He does services for the military. I've known the guy for years, upstanding individual, happily married Christian man. He told me 2 nights ago that he was out at Fort Hood during the day doing work, where I know he is routinely the largest Army base that America has. And there were giant trains, just long lines of trains with flat cars loaded with APCs and LAVs. That's armored personnel carriers and light armored vehicles. The Marine type, just all over the place. They have flatbed trailers. They have large cattle trailer type situations, navy blue or black, lined up. You can tell, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little bit excited here today and trying to maintain my calm.
Yeah, they're turning the heat up on this thing now, and it's at warp 10, Alex. And reason I called in today, I got another confirmation real early this morning. In fact, before the sun even come up. A gentleman called me out of Michigan about the power plant situation, what we were talking about yesterday out in western Kentucky. Well, he called me about a power plant up in Michigan. Exactly. And this one here, one of the ones in Michigan, this one that's in question here that I'm talking about, we have confirmation. When given the order, they will shut this one down. And that newspaper article that you were talking about that nuclear plant in Pennsylvania, they can't shut them things down overnight, Alex.
Yesterday I got it from other individuals. I'm not going to, but now they admit it's got a problem. They say it's not Y2K related. They've just shut it down. And you're right. They have to shut these things down over a period of time.
You know, now is not the time for somebody to go do something stupid. Now's the time to kick back in front of the fireplace or campfire or whatever. You know, tell a few Bill and Monica jokes and sit back and wait and watch what they do, because until you know what they do, you don't know how to react. And if somebody goes off and does something stupid, it's going to ruin it for the whole country.
And if you haven't gotten...
And I put that in there, folks, so you'd see at least one person had some good common sense.
I have potassium iodine. I think that's the correct technical term. I've got